When we think of the first flight, we picture the Wright Brothers at Kitty Hawk in 1903. But the dream of human flight began much earlier, over 1,000 years before. In 9th century Al-Andalus in the city of Cordoba, lived Abbas ibn Firnas. He was an inventor, engineer, poet and musician, a true polymath in a golden age of discovery. While Europe was in darkness, Cordoba thrived as a center of learning and science. Ibn Firnas was fascinated by flight, studying birds and the mechanics of their wings and tails. He believed that by understanding nature, he could replicate it. Applying scientific observation, he designed a flying machine, a light wooden frame, covered in silk and eagle feathers. He wasn't just a dreamer, he was a scientist, methodically tackling the challenge of flight. His vision was bold, his curiosity relentless. Abbas ibn Firnas set out to do what no one had done before, to fly. Around 875, Ibn Firnas, now in his 60s, prepared for his daring experiment atop Mount of the Bride near Cordoba. A crowd gathered, some skeptical, others hopeful. Wearing his silk and feather wings, he stood at the edge, heart pounding. He ran and leapt into the air. For a moment, silence. Then against all odds, he soared. His glider caught the wind, and he flew above the astonished crowd. Witnesses claimed he stayed aloft for minutes, gliding gracefully. Awe replaced doubt as people watched a man defy gravity. In that moment, Ibn Firnas became the world's first aviator. He proved that human flight was possible, if only for a brief, shining moment. His leap was a triumph of courage and ingenuity. The dream of flight was no longer just a fantasy. But flight came at a cost. As Ibn Firnas descended, he realized his design lacked a crucial element, a tail for stability and safe landing. Unable to slow down, he crashed, suffering serious injuries. The crowd's cheers turned to concern. Though he survived, pain and ridicule followed. Critics mocked his crash, overshadowing his achievement. Yet Ibn Firnas analyzed his failure, noting birds land on their tails, a detail he'd missed. His scientific mind never stopped learning, even in defeat. His story faded, remembered more for the fall than the flight, but his courage and innovation planted the seeds for future aviators. For centuries, Ibn Firnas's flight was a forgotten footnote. The world celebrated later pioneers like the Wright Brothers who built on centuries of progress. Ibn Firnas had only his intellect and simple materials, wood, silk, feathers. His flight was brief, but it was real. Today, historians recognize him as a true aviation pioneer. His name graces lunar craters, airports, and bridges. He symbolizes the spirit of inquiry and innovation of the Islamic Golden Age. His story reminds us that great ideas can come from any era, any culture. By remembering Abbas ibn Firnas, we honor the universal human desire to reach for the sky. His dream lives on in every leap of imagination and every flight that follows. If you enjoyed this story, explore more tales of inventors from around the world. And let us know your favorite pioneers in the comments below.